Hello everyone, my name is James Rosile. This is Digital Charcuterie, and if you love movies, subscribe to this channel. It helps us out a lot, and we love talking movies, and we love talking movies with you guys down below in the comments or in emails, which is what this show, Casual Friday, is all about. This is the show where we read your emails and we talk about what you want to talk about. It's a lot of fun. I love hearing what you guys want to be what you want to hear, and I love talking about that. So it's a lot of fun. And before we get into anything, I gotta say thank you so much, everyone. 700 subscribers, unbelievable. Been doing this for 2 months now. Officially, yesterday was the official start. Well, it was 2 months yesterday, is what we'll say. We had a video just a couple of days before that, but official kickoff was 2 months ago exactly. March was the month where we really started to ramp up the videos. So it's been unbelievable. It's been a great run so far, and couldn't do it without you. It means so much to me. Unbelievable. And the emails are coming in again. Manic Monday is probably going to be a thing again this week, and then I'll try to make these Casual Friday shows a little bit longer to do it all. But I wanted to take 3 emails, and I wanted to do 3 email talk because I like to keep these around 15 to 20 minutes. And so let's look at our very first email. Hi, James. Great work over here at Digital Charcuterie. Thank you. What do you make of Dark Phoenix and New Mutants being delayed by Fox? Is it as bad as it looks? Thanks, Jimmy. Well, thank you, Jimmy. The Dark Phoenix, I'm going to say no. They're in November. Look, November is going to be November, December. Things start to ramp up in Hollywood land and in the box offices again. So it's a little bit crowded. February, look at the success of Black Panther. You look at the success of Deadpool. Fox had Deadpool there. They found success in February. February, I think they believe is like a new superhero time of the month. So I would say for the Dark Phoenix, no. I think I have faith in that one. Simon Kinberg. I believe in the Dark Phoenix. New Mutants, on the other hand, I don't even understand. They want to add a new character. Fair, I guess. But apparently the test screenings were really positive for New Mutants. Like, positive. Like, people were enjoying the movie. But then Fox stepped in and they said, we want you to add the character, but we need it to be scarier. We want it to be even scarier and set it aside even further. I guess, I don't... how are you not happy with positive test screenings? I'm not sure, especially when you're Fox. You've had X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men Apocalypse, and X-Men The Last Stand. Like, you have had stinkers, and somehow you have rebounded with these tremendous films that come and go in between. New Mutants, the trailers, everyone was blown away by the trailers. There was a new look. It was a very different feel. But they want this apparently to stand out like Deadpool stood out and like Logan stood out. And I guess the amount of scares that were in it were not enough. My question is, by adding scares, does that actually ruin the movie that the test audiences had? Now, keep in mind, the test audiences, we don't even know who were in them. We don't know what the score... I don't know what the scores were anyway. So this is all with a grain of salt. You want to think the studio knows best, but when there's a lot of studio interference, you look at Sony, look at Spider-Man 3, look at Amazing Spider-Man 2. When there's a lot of studio interference, these films really seem to suffer, and it's kind of pissing me off right now. Look, New Mutants coming out, from April to whatever, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Because April, you're going to have New Mutants and then you're going to have Avengers Infinity War. Like, that would be a crapshoot for, like, they would get, if it's not a good movie, they would get their asses handed to them. So I don't think that's very bad. Dark Phoenix, I'm staying positive on. X-Men Apocalypse was their clunker. They always rebound with one, right? X-Men always rebounds. X2, great. X-Men United, not so great. Reboot, First Class. Although, did Origins Wolverine come up? Either way, so maybe it was 2. Either way, I'm going to say they're going to rebound with this one. It looks great. The imagery, the pictures we've seen have all look great. I have to believe in this film, and the X-Men being on the right track. New Mutants, I have no idea. I don't even know what to expect from New Mutants. I want it to be good. I believe it should be good. I mean, it could be good. Test screenings obviously said one thing. The studio is saying another. What's the studio's purpose? They want to stand out more. And here's the other thing we have to remember. We don't know when they say add more scares. We don't know what that means either. It could just mean a few little things here and there or not. It could also mean whole new sequences, whole new sets, whole new pieces, a whole new, a new character is something to, like, that's big. That's adding a whole new character to a movie that already is an ensemble is kind of scary. The Dark Phoenix thing I have to point out also, apparently with Fassbender and Jennifer Lawrence and all of these actors' schedules, they couldn't get them all together until August to do the reshoots. And that's why February also works for Dark Phoenix, because they didn't have time to get it done for the original November release date. And it's only 2 months. It's not that big a deal. Shutter Island, I believe, did that from October to February. So look, movies do this every once in a while. It's not that big of a deal. The New Mutant one, though, that one is kind of... I'm going to keep my eye out on New Mutants now. We don't know what's going on. What do more scares mean? Are they going to get like a James Wan style production to this? How far are they going to go with the horror route if they're not already... Like, if they weren't already there, which they told us they were... And test audiences like it. That's what I keep going back to, the test audiences. That really freaks me out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are these movies doomed? Is Fox doomed? Or have they stopped caring because Disney's going to own them in a few short months? Anyway, thanks for that question. Let's go on to our next email. Curious if you think Ant-Man and the Wasp will be any good. Greg. Thank you for your email, Greg. Abso-frickin-lutely. Is it going to be as good as Black Panther? No. Should it be? No. Is it going to be as good as Avengers Infinity War? Absolutely not. Maybe, look, it's all subjective, so some people will enjoy it more. The first Ant-Man film was one I was really looking forward to and really, really surprised me. It really did. It was pleasant. I was pleasantly surprised is what I should say. And I was watching it in the theater thinking how phenomenal it was. And I'm curious to see how much Edgar Wright had to do with that. Because you have Peyton Reed, the new director, coming in here, and he's going to obviously be there from the start of Ant-Man and the Wasp. But he seemed to have a good hold on the character. And the thing I liked about it was it was so different from the other MCU films that we got before that. And it set itself apart in such a fantastic way that, the jokes worked because of that. The characters worked because of that, and you wanted more from these characters, and that's why I'm so happy that the Wasp is showing up, because we wanted that. And then that little tease at the end, like, every single thing about the characters that we saw made me want to see more. And I loved Ant-Man's part in Civil War. I thought Paul Rudd was amazing. It's amazing how he can stand his own in the MCU. And he can stand out as his own character in the MCU, which is overcrowded, obviously, in a good way, not in a negative way. There are a lot of characters, and he still has his moments. And when he was on screen, I gravitated towards Ant-Man. I really enjoyed that. I really think this movie is going to be great. The one thing I will say, though, is I don't think it's going to be as good as the first one. And what does that say about it? And the Guardians wasn't as good. Age of Ultron obviously isn't as good. Thor, Dark World, you can argue. Iron Man 2, I don't think was as good. So the sequels in the MCU have not, except for Winter Soldier, which is of course arguably the best movie in the MCU. That one's phenomenal. But again, it's all subjective. But for most part, the sequels haven't lived up to the first films, and I really like this one to be the opposite of that. That's what I would really like, but. We'll find out in July. Again, is this too soon after Avengers? I'd like to see how this is going to tie into Infinity War. Will Wasp show up in Infinity War 2? I think that might already been confirmed. But off the top of my head, I can't think of that right now. So we're going to find out. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a fun film. It's going to be enjoyable. We're all going to have a great time in the theater. And that's why, I totally think it's going to be very, very good. Thank you so much for that question, Greg. And our final question today is... What do you think is the possibility of seeing Jimmy Smits and or preteen Princess Leia in the Han Solo movie? Heidi. Anyone that knows me knows that Bail Organa, Jimmy Smits, Bail Organa is one of my favorites. When it was first rumored, announced, whatever it was, that he was in Rogue One, I lost my shit over at the Rebel Scum podcast. I went nuts. I was so excited for that. In the movie, I was so excited. And of course... when he says he's got to go back to Alderaan, I was like, someone stop him. Someone tell him not to go back to Alderaan. I don't want to see him go to Alderaan and suffer that fate. But it was great. That being said, in Han Solo, I just don't see that happening. He was in Rogue One, and I don't think we're going to see Jimmy Smits in the Star Wars universe ever again. to be honest. And I hate that answer, but that's what I think. I don't think they're going to revisit anything with him in that time period. Han Solo obviously takes place before Rogue One, and I don't think he's going to have any connections with Alderaan whatsoever. And I don't think he's going to be close enough to the Senate to see any senators like Bail Organa around. So that's why I just don't see Jimmy Smits or Bail Organa, or another actor playing him, I guess, doing that in the Han Solo film. As much as I would love it. I just can't see that happening. I can't see it coming to pass. The preteen Leia, again, I don't think it would happen because the first time they meet, unless she's in the background walking, but the first time she meets Han is in A New Hope. And I don't think Kasdan would put that in the script. Now, the subject of a preteen Leia movie, I've been saying this forever. I'm totally on board. When somebody asked Millie Bobby Brown if she would play a young Leia, she said yes. And I'm not, fan casting is usually what it is. It's fan casting. You never take it too seriously. But that was something that I was like, wow, that is actually great, because she's a phenomenal actress. Stranger Things, obviously. She's phenomenal in that. And she kind of looks the part. And she's not getting any younger. So if you're going to do it, that'd be a great time. But I think Leia, you're on the right track with Leia in a Han Solo movie. I don't think a Princess Leia-centric film is the way to go. But if you look at the novel Lost Stars, the way Leia kind of enters into that as the princess, but as also part of the government, I think that's the way you use Leia. And then you get someone like Millie Bobby Brown to really nail like just a small cameo like that, but like bigger than a cameo, but like a small role, but an important role like that. Then it could really be impactful and it'd be phenomenal. I think that's how you use Leia in any future movies. You don't give her a standalone movie. It would be fun to see her kind of, having the facade of being like this, oh, I'm a princess, and then all of a sudden just being this rebel that Vader accuses her of being at the beginning of A New Hope. That is something I would totally be on board for, because it would be a lot of fun. Rogue One, I personally thought Rogue One was a lot of fun, but I think Leia, I'm convincing myself now, a Leia-centric film about her kind of being the rebel and kind of evading the Empire, but also keeping up the facade of being, just a princess. That is something I would watch 100%. And it doesn't have to be, it could be any actress. They find any actress, it doesn't matter. Just not the CG at the end of Rogue One, please. But any other actress, I would be like just playing that role. I think you could have a lot of fun with that. You could, like her side characters, the sidekicks could all be a lot of fun. And so that's something that I would definitely be seeing. But having Leia or Jimmy Smits, Bail Organa in Han Solo, I just think it's too close. It's too close to home. I think Chewie, maybe Boba Fett, maybe a Greedo, Jabba the Hutt for sure. Maybe those, you could see those in other installments or in the film, but I just can't see how they would work. I can't. I want them to, but I just can't. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind. No, honestly, guys, if you want to see them, let me know in the comments below. If you think there's a chance either one of them will be there, let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, this has been Casual Friday for this Good Friday. Hope you all have a very safe and fun long weekend. Thank you so much for letting me into your phones, tablets, computers, whatever, spending some time with me. Thank you for sending emails. If you want to send an email to me, it's right there on the bottom, digitalcharcuterie@gmail.com. I love doing these, love talking to you guys about movies. We got summer season's right around the corner. We got some big movies coming out. So if there's anything you want to hear me talk about, just write it down in that email. Try to make it short, though, so it doesn't fill up the entire page, and I will be happy to answer them come Friday or Monday now. So until next time, guys, thanks again, and ciao for now.